You crushed your interview, you got your medical done, and now you're trying to figure out how in the world am I supposed to pack for a job where I go away for 6 months? Let's go! The honest truth, no matter how much research you do, no matter how many videos you watch, the night before your flight is going to end up looking exactly like this. I hate my life! It's inevitable. There's no way to escape it. Did you look at the email that they sent you? The one that has the suggested items for you to pack? I actually have mine. I printed it out, the one from my first ever contract. And I was looking through it and I realized, wow, there's a lot of really interesting things that I went... Here's what you need. For the guys, toiletries, swimsuit, gym clothes, 3 t-shirts or 3 casual shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, 3 pair of pants, 1 of which are khakis, 2 pairs of sneakers, and 2 dress shirts. A pair of sunglasses, a hat, a light hoodie, your laptop, your phone, camera, chargers, all that jazz, non-digital scale, 2 travel adapters, 2 alarm clocks, 2 watches, 14 pair of underwear, and 14 pair of socks. So the difference for women is to swap out a pair of sneakers for some other kind of casual footwear. You could bring either 1 or 2 dresses, but make sure you bring only 1 pair of dress shoes that goes with both. Small makeup kit, a low-powered hair dryer. Ladies, definitely check out other videos of women who can take 1 article of clothing and make multiple outfits out of it. Obviously, I don't have the same features, so I might be leaving a couple of things out. I'll also have a list of all the items that I just listed off in the description below, so you don't have to go back through the video for it. I just thought of something. Bras, obviously left that off. I guess you can wrap that into underwear, but anyway, the rest of this video is for men and women alike. It's for everyone. Like candles? They smell good, don't they? Forget it. Never gonna happen. The closest thing you're gonna get to a candle is one of these. You can pick these up in the dollar store for about 3 to a pack for $1. That's it. It's easier to smuggle drugs onto a cruise ship than it is a candle. Toiletries are based on a personal preference, but make sure you pack enough in your carry-on to last for about 2 or 3 weeks, just in case your checked luggage gets lost or delayed. Pick up a few of these tubes. Now, this is not where you want to go super cheap, so stay away from the dollar store brands or anything that comes in a combo pack. The plastic on them are just really cheap, they crack easily, the lid doesn't stay tight. These you can pick up in Walmart or Target, and they're the individual ones. I think you pay about $1 a piece for each one of them. But the plastic is like really heavy plastic, and the lid is solid. It doesn't easily come undone or anything like that. And then just go ahead and take any kind of bigger containers and pack them in your checked luggage if you have the weight and the room for them. Packing laundry detergent isn't necessary because you can always find somebody else on board who's willing to share some of theirs with you when you go to do your first load. Now, if you packed enough socks and underwear, you shouldn't even have to do laundry for at least 2 weeks. The best way to do this is to find a friend. Either somebody that you signed on with, or even your roommate, or just someone who's going to be there for a little while. And both of you go into port and buy the laundry detergent together, and then you could split the cost. Now, I recommend getting these pods over just the liquid in the container. It's just more efficient, and if you want to be a real jerk, you can sell them to crew members for about $1 a piece, or trade them in the crew bar for a beer or a cigarette. Yeah, just like prison. Now, they do have a cruise shop on board, but there's a couple of things to keep in mind. 1, they might not have the stuff that you normally use. 2, they're only open for about an hour or 2 every few days, and so your work schedule might conflict with that, and you might never actually be able to go. And 3, even though they're heavily discounted from what the guests would pay on board, they still want to make a profit, so it's still cheaper to buy any of these items on land. A non-digital scale. Why not digital? Because digital scales usually take a very small little watch battery, which are not always easily accessible. So you'll find yourself in a situation where you now need a battery in order to check the luggage. And this one you can pick up in Walmart for about $7. That's why I picked up this one. It converts. It also has pounds and kilos for easily international travel. It also has a small tape measure on it as well. Now, when you are packing your checked luggage, if the maximum is 50 pounds, make sure that your luggage is not weighing any more than 48 pounds because your scale might not be the exact same reading as the airline scale. And I know we've all seen them at the check-in counter. The people pulling every single piece of item of clothing out of their checked luggage, trying to stuff it into their carry-on luggage. It's all about being a professional now. You're traveling for work, you need to act the part. 2 alarm clocks, 2 watches. Why 2? It's not because of batteries going bad or any kind of defectiveness or losing an item or anything of that nature. You're gonna be doing mostly the same itinerary every week. What's gonna end up happening is you're gonna go through time zones. So you're gonna go an hour forward and an hour back every week. Hour forward, hour back, hour forward, hour back. It's gonna make life a lot easier for you if you just have 2 for each. So you have 1 alarm clock and 1 watch for hour forward and 1 alarm clock and 1 watch for hour back. Now keep in mind when you're on the ship, everything's going to be in military time. If you don't know military time, learn it before you go. It's very simple to learn. It's much more efficient. It's just a lot faster than also having to tack on AM, PM, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. We don't just have 12 hours in a day, we have 24. And we should have an hour to represent each one of those. It just makes things a lot more faster and communication a hell of a lot more simple. Travel adapters. These neat little guys, they run you about 10, 15 bucks. They're not just great for international travel, but they're especially beneficial while you're on the ships themselves. Because even though the ships, the company might be a US company, a lot of these ships are built in European countries, so they're gonna have this European outlet on them. Let me be specifically clear about it. These are travel adapters, not converters. The converters will run you about 30, maybe 40 bucks. I learned that the hard way, where I almost set a hotel room in Italy on fire. I mainly use this for charging laptops, and that's because the chargers on laptops have a converter already built into them. The reason why I say to get 2 of them is because the first girl I actually dated on board, she was trying to charge her laptop in the hallway area, and she had the cord coming out because she didn't actually have one of these to charge it in her room, and that's how we met. But relationships besides, I mean, you're coming onto a ship, you're new and everything. This is a great way to make new friends. So when I originally packed for my first contract, I had this big... I've had this bag for a few years now. I've traveled a lot with it, both within the country and internationally as well. It's held up pretty good over the years. I think when I first bought it was probably about $25, maybe $30 in Walmart. Now it's got a little bit of a hole, it's got a couple of scrapes and stuff like that on it, but it also has a waterproof lining. The zippers have stayed intact, the handles are intact, everything's really good. Now what I would do is I would bring this, and I would bring like a shoulder bag or a backpack or something to carry my laptop with me. So I would check this bag. Now while I do recommend getting something collapsible because of the limited space in your cabin, it's not always ideal, and that's because of weight. See, while this is a duffel bag, it also has wheels on it, it has a handle, it's got a whole frame in here. So this bag alone, without anything in it, is already about 10 pounds. So that kind of messes you up when you're trying to avoid overweight fees. So then what I started doing was this. I would take this and this, I'd load this up to about 48 pounds, maybe 40 pounds or something like that, and then I would load this up to about maybe 35 pounds, and I would still check both of these bags. And the reason why is because when the cruise line is booking your tickets, they're looking for the cheapest flight possible. So when they do this, sometimes what ends up happening is that you end up getting a flight from your hometown to your connecting flight in another city. So it might be a 45-minute flight. And then when you get to that other city, you have like a 7-8 hour delay in the airport. And the last thing you want to be doing is carrying around not only, your laptop and everything like that, but carrying this around as well and dealing with the whole, like trying to go get food, just going through different concourses, you're trying to kill time. Even bathrooms, just dealing with this in the bathrooms is just ridiculous. If you're gonna get reimbursed for it anyway, just check both of these. Just, make sure that they're within the wait fees and then you're fine. So over the years, I realized that I was taking too much stuff, more stuff than I needed, more stuff than I was even using throughout my contract. So I got rid of the duffel bag. I got rid of this guy, got a new bag. So now I've got it down to this, still this, and a backpack. The way I would do the backpack is either I'd roll it up or I just flatten it out after I packed everything in here, throw it in here, and so whenever I got to my destination, I now had an extra bag to carry around. So this is great for like my laptop and stuff like that, but it's also a shoulder bag. But this is like if I'm going to the beach or something like that, now I got an actual backpack for it. And like I said before, I still check this bag because I don't need anything from it. There's nothing in here that I need until I get to the cruise ship. All my documents, my medical, my certificates, my laptop, everything like that is going to be in this bag. Now this brings up a good point about how you get reimbursed. What happens is you sign on to your ship, you get with your supervisor, and then they give you an expense form to fill out. And this is for all of the charges that you incurred on getting to the ship, and this includes your checked luggage fees. Now this is something very important to take note of. You only get reimbursed for your checked luggage fees every time you sign on to a new ship. So for example, let's say this is your first contract and you realize, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to do this job anymore. As long as you fulfill your contract, you're fine. They will fly you back home for free. However, if you checked bags during that flight home, the only way you're going to get reimbursed for that checked luggage is if you sign on to a new ship, if you come back for another contract. If you don't, you're never going to see that money again. Hence the reason why my checked baggage is also within the same guidelines as a carry-on bag. I've definitely had to resign from a company mid-contract in the past, and this helped me avoid those checked baggage fees. Now the next item is something that I just bring along with me for extra precaution, and that is a small safe. You can get it for about $10 or $20. The thing is, you're going to be working a lot, and you're not going to need your wallet and your cash and a phone and a small camera and stuff like that with you at all times, especially if you're on the ship. Now, yes, they do provide a small safe for you in your cabin. It's built into the closet. But the reason why I bring mine is because international laws can be very sketchy. And the safe that they provide for you is their property. This is my property. They're going to have to go through a lot more proper channels in order for them to get inside here or for me to open this up for them. Another fun thing to bring along is one of these mini cruisers. They're just really compact. They're really fun for traveling around, whether you're in an airport or just exploring a city somewhere in the world. The original brand of these is called Penny. This is a knockoff brand. It's called Ridge, but most of the knockoff brands are made in China, but this one's actually made in England, which made me trust the quality of it just a little bit better. I'll probably do a full review of this in another video at another time, just not right now. Now I know what you're thinking. You're going, well, wait a minute. That's not enough clothes. Is it because I'm going to be wearing my uniform most of the time? No. If you're in the entertainment department, yeah, on certain ships you're going to work a lot of hours, but you're also going to have a lot of time off. The reason why is because of this right here. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, I briefly explained in, I think, the crew areas of this place right here called the crew laundromat, or as I like to call Satan's asshole. There's about 2 of these rooms on each and every ship, and they have 10 washers, 10 dryers, half of which are broken at any given time, and average crew size about 2,000. So you don't need to be really good at math to understand those numbers don't add up. When I do laundry on land, it takes less than 90 minutes, and that includes travel. My best time on the ship has been 3 hours and 45 minutes. The worst time, 6 hours and 23 minutes. Yes, I do keep track of the time that it takes me to do laundry on a cruise ship. Besides the obvious, the reason why it takes so long is because of scenarios like this. For the most part, this is how the layout is on any ship. A lot of the bigger ships are doing a little bit differently, but a lot of the older ships still follow this format, regardless of which company that you're going for. So here's your cabin. You're on deck 3. Deck 4 is right above you, and that's where the I-95 is. So here you are coming out of your cabin with your bag of laundry. You can't go through this way because there's a watertight door here. So forget about that. You got to go up these stairs. Come up the stairs, you go along I-95, come down these stairs to check crew laundry number 1. So you go ahead, you walk into crew laundry 1, and you realize there's no washers available. Can't go across this way because there's another watertight door. So back up these stairs, along I-95 even further, come down these stairs, go into crew laundry number 2. You realize there's no washers available here either. There you go. Crap, I gotta be at work in about 10 minutes. So you come back all the way up through here, come down, back into your cabin to drop off your laundry. So once again, take 2. You come back from work in about 2 hours or so. There you are, you're gonna try again with your laundry bag. Can't go through the watertight door. Gotta go up the stairs and cross I-95, come down the stairs, go into here, crew laundry 1. Guess what? Still no washers available. Can't go through here, watertight door. Come back up the stairs, across I-91, come down the stairs, come into crew laundry 2, and you realize that there is 1 washer available. Woohoo! Throw all your clothes in there. It's going to take 30 minutes, no problem. Gets it washed. So now you go back to crew laundry 2. You realize, all right, my stuff is done, and now I'm going to dry. But now there's no dryers available. Sometimes what you do is you'll end up taking your laundry, your wet, soaking clothes, dragging them all up here, all along I-95 to come down into crew laundry 1. Hey, guess what, crew laundry 1? There's a dryer available. Well, the reason why it's available is because it doesn't really dry clothes, but you don't know that. So you put all your wet clothes in this dryer, you go back up to work, and you know, all right, it's gonna take about an hour, so I'll be back in 45 minutes. You come back in 45 minutes, you check on it, and your clothes are wet. So eventually a crew member comes by and they start taking their clothes out of the dryer. So now this dryer has become available. You put your clothes in there, you know it's drying because they just took their clothes out of there and it's perfectly dry. So now you put your clothes in there and you say, okay, I gotta come back in about a half hour, 45 minutes to check on it. And one of 2 scenarios happens. Either 1, you come back and you realize, you open up the dryer and you realize, my clothes are still soaking wet. And what happened is, a crew member came by to check if there were clothes in a dryer. Oh, okay, there's clothes in there. They closed it, but didn't push the button back again. And so your clothes are not dried, or not drying. So you were gone for 45 minutes, but maybe 40 of those minutes, your clothes are just sitting there. Only 5 minutes of drying time actually happened. The other scenario, which I love, is another crew member comes by and says, you know what, I don't want your clothes to get dried, I want my clothes to get dried. So they take all your wet clothes out of the dryer and throw them on the folding table so that they can dry their clothes. And this is a never-ending cycle that happens over and 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 over again. So because of all this, what crew members normally do, and men and women alike, here's an example. Go down to the crew bar, maybe it's a night before sea day, so there's not a whole lot of people out. You get there about 11:30, and there's your regulars that are there, but there's only about 2 people that you know, and like maybe a handful, very small handful of people that you want to get to know. And you go out for a couple of drinks, and you're back in your cabin by 1:30, and you're getting ready for bed, and you go, well, wear it for more than 2 hours, so it's not technically dirty. Well, I won't wear it tomorrow, but like maybe 2 nights from now I'll wear it. And so what they'll do is they'll take the shirt, throw it over the closet door, and wear it in the next couple of days. And I tell you this because you will see it every day. Most crew members, you will only see them wearing the 3 same shirts every week. So what this all breaks down to is that less is more. All those things that you think you're gonna need, you won't. And you will thank yourself in the end for not having dragged along all that extra crap with you. Believe me, those cabins are a lot smaller than you're imagining them to be. Now let me know if you have any other questions in the comments below, even if it's outside of the entertainment department. I keep in touch with a lot of people who still work in the industry, so even if I don't know the answer, I can still find out for you. Also, consider subscribing, as I'm going to have more videos similar to this one, just on different topics.